Hello everyone and welcome back to Meat-Based Fitness. A recent study has brought to light a concerning issue that affects 80% of Americans: the widespread exposure to an undoubtedly dangerous chemical found in common foods like Cheerios and Quaker Oats. This chemical, known as chlormequat, is described as a highly toxic agricultural chemical by researchers. It's something that, until now, many of us might not have been aware of, but the implications of this exposure are far too significant to ignore. Studies on animals have linked chlormequat to a range of reproductive issues, including reduced fertility, altered fetal growth, and harm to the reproductive system. The question arises, what does this mean for us? The Environmental Working Group conducted a study and released a report that found chlormequat in 92% of oat-based foods purchased in May 2023. This includes popular brands that many Americans trust and consume almost daily. The fact that such a high percentage of the population tested positive for this chemical raises serious questions about its potential impact on public health. In their research, scientists collected 96 urine samples over several years and found that 77 out of these 96 people had been exposed to chlormequat. This isn't just a historical problem, it's current and growing. The data showed a clear increase in the number of people exposed in 2023 compared to earlier years at higher concentrations. So where is this exposure coming from? The study pinpointed oat-based products as a significant source. Out of 20 products examined, including both organic and non-organic options, detectable levels of chlormequat were found in 92% of non-organic oat-based foods. Even among the organic samples, the chemical was not completely absent. Chlormequat is used to make plants more rigid, simplifying the harvesting process. Interestingly, the Environmental Protection Agency doesn't allow the use of chlormequat on food crops grown in America. However, it's used on food and grains imported into the US, a loophole that has led to its presence in the American food supply. The situation didn't arise overnight. Regulatory changes in recent years have allowed higher levels of this chemical on imported oats, explaining the increased frequency and higher detections in Americans. This raises critical questions about the oversight and regulation of the food industry and the broader implications for our health and our well-being. In light of these findings, it's more important than ever to question the safety and integrity of the ultra-processed foods that dominate our shelves. The push towards a meat-based diet, free from processed grains and chemicals like chlormequat, is not just about reaching optimal human performance, but a significant factor in one's longevity. Although the food industry is completely and totally monopolized by powerful forces who hold significant influence over the government, consumers always hold the real power. They only have as much power as the consumers let them. By choosing whole, unprocessed foods and supporting practices that prioritize health over convenience, we can take a stand against the corruption and negligence in the food industry and force them to make our food safer. It is crucial to support local and sustainable farming practices that respect the environment and animal welfare. These practices often avoid the use of harmful chemicals, focusing instead on natural, regenerative approaches to agriculture that benefit both the land and the consumers. The recent findings about chlormequat exposure are a wake-up call for all of us. They remind us of the need to be vigilant, informed, and proactive in our dietary choices. By choosing a meat-based diet, free from processed grains and harmful chemicals, we're making the decision to live a longer, more energetic, and higher quality life.